This is a great recipe for toddlers. It's a chicken, broccoli, lemon and pasta bake, and it's so tasty. So there's a couple of different stages in this. The first thing I'm going to do is cook off my onion for my breadcrumbs. Turn up the gas a little bit and put a little bit of the rapeseed oil in here. So I have one onion diced, and then you want to hear that as soon as it goes in. Give this a small little stir. Let this cook out for a moment, and then into this we're going to add in some herbs. I'm using a little bit of flat leaf parsley, and I'm also using some sage. So sprinkle it all over the pan. Just chop it nice and roughly, and then the same with the parsley. And I'm using flat leaf parsley, or you can use the traditional curly parsley in this. I want to get a little bit of lemon, so just watch your fingers when you're grating this. What I'm going to do next is just get some white breadcrumbs, blitz them, you can buy them in the supermarket, they're ready, into the pan, and then you just combine everything together. Switch off the heat, and that's our breadcrumbs done. In the pan here, this is the base now for the pasta bake, is a white sauce, or called a bechamel, fancy name for it. So it's equal quantities of flour and butter, cooked down together, and then you just whisk in some milk. 2 spoonfuls of the creme fraiche goes in here, which gives it lovely lightness, makes it quite refreshing. And then we're going to put in a little bit of chicken stock. So I'm using a low salt stock cube, very important. The white sauce is already made, so you can make this a day or two ahead. Warm it up, because if you warm it up, it speeds up the whole cooking process. I'm going to put in some black pepper, which I love, and then just switch that off. So our breadcrumbs are done, the sauce is ready. Now we're going to talk about the other ingredients we're putting in to our pasta bake. First of all, this is some cooked chicken. You can do this with leg meat, thigh meat, or also some chicken breast. So this is already pre-cooked. Broccoli, I love broccoli, and the twins adore it, so they do. So whenever I'm making this at home, I put lots of green vegetables into it. Broccoli, asparagus if it's in season, and also peas. So what I've done with the broccoli to keep the lovely colour, goes into boiling water for literally 2 minutes. And then what you do is you refresh it underneath cold water. So it's not fully cooked, but it's just blanched off because it's going to go into the oven for 20 minutes. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the pasta. And I'm using some penne pasta. So this was some dried pasta. Cook it according to the packet instructions. This will take anything from 8 to 10 minutes. And you cook it until it's al dente, which means that it's just firm to the bite, that it's just cooked. What I'm going to do next is just get my white sauce, and we're going to put this into the pasta. Then in goes your cooked chicken, and this is cold. So all you're going to do is just warm this through. And then you just get a spoon and just give this a good stir. What we got to do next now is a small little dish, and this is just an oven-proof dish which is going to go into the oven. So you just get your whole mixture, just scrape it all out, and then we got to put in our broccoli. Just stud your the pasta, the chicken and the sauce just with the blanched broccoli. It's much better to cook it off, to pre-cook it. Keeps the colour, keeps the nutrients, and it just works so good. And a great way again if you have leftover broccoli. Sprinkle over your breadcrumbs. So go right to the edge, scrape it all out, and that's that ready. So you can do 2 things. You can leave it now at this stage, let it cool slightly, leave it in your fridge for a couple of hours, and then you can bake it off, you know, whenever your family comes in. I'm going to bake this off now. The oven is preheated at 190, and it's going to go in for 20 minutes until it's beautiful golden brown and warm through. Now, Michelle, how good does this look?
Looks delicious, Nevin.
It is so tasty.
Toddlers will absolutely love this dish. It looks really good. And you can see here, like all the chicken, like it's a really good source of iron for them. And at that stage in toddlerhood, their brain is actually developing really rapidly at this stage. So iron is one of the key nutrients that you can get into the diet. So again, like chicken or turkey or your red meat are really good sources of iron. And your broccoli as well. Sometimes toddlers can be a bit fussy. They might refuse the broccoli, but I really don't think they'd actually see it. So this is a nice sneaky way of getting the broccoli into their diet. So really tasty dish for their toddler. When it cools down a little bit, they probably start to pick up the pasta shells with their hands because they love to do that. So that's absolutely perfectly fine. So not to be afraid of mess when it comes to feeding your little toddler.
Thank you, Michelle. So that's my pasta and broccoli bake with chicken and lemon. I hope you enjoy that one.